Hi guys, my name is Kiran from psychicrecords.org. So in my last video I did a ritual on how you can reconnect with your guides if the connection became bad or if you lost your connection from your childhood. So this time I'm going to show you how to not let that relationship with your guides deteriorate. Now I know this video is going to get a lot of people who disagree with me, and that's fine, but watch until the end and then I'll explain why. So how can this help you if you get a very good connection with your guides? If your connection with your guides is really good, how can it help? First of all, whenever you need help, you'll get the help even without asking. The guides will give you some sort of message, or you'll feel a sense of protection. Also, your sense of intuition will increase drastically. Secondly, let's look at who are guides. Guides are conditioned souls, people who have had a human body before, and because of some karmic connection that they've got to us or to our family, they then come back as guides. In other words, they are a soul within a light body. They don't have a physical body, but they have a body made of light or a certain frequency, and to pay off that karmic connection that they've got with us, they would then guide us or look after us. Sometimes it can be family or people who owed us something, people who cared a lot about us from this lifetime or past lifetimes. So how does a relationship get bad with a guide? When I say bad, I mean that in inverted commas, meaning sometimes the relationship gets strained to an extent where we can't communicate with our guides, we don't feel our guides' presence, or when we call on our guides, we don't always feel our guides there. The first is through excessive exposure of your guides. In other words, if you keep speaking about specific details about your guides that your guide might not be comfortable with, that brings about a certain amount of ego in us that we have got this guide. That reduces the positive vibrations that we have, and ego is one of the main tools by which you can drop your vibration and your level of evolution, and the result is that we go out of the range of frequency where we can pick up our guide's energy. The second one is through a hex or a curse or any negativity. If you have got a lot of negativity on you, either through a hex or a curse or because of excessive stress, what can actually happen is that the communication channel between you and your guide gets blocked, and it becomes more difficult to communicate with your guide or to receive your guide's communications. Also, the higher chakras tend to get blocked or closed off if you've been hexed or cursed, and that sometimes blocks the connection that you have with your guide. The third is that a lack of communication can make the channel between you and your guide become weaker, because all of our senses, including our sixth sense, is sort of like a muscle, meaning the more you exercise it, the stronger it will get. So how do you unblock, how do you regain your communication? I've got a video link below on how you can regain your connection to your guides if you've lost it already. The first tip that I'll give you to keep your connection good with your guide is that you should avoid any sort of negative energy work, because if you do any sort of negative energy work, negative visualizations, you drop the energy of your body. Negative work, hexings, cursings, spells that are negative in nature, or communicating with negative entities, in order to communicate to them, that negativity needs to either come from your body or your mind, or you need to find a point of connection that's going to drop your energy and put you out of the range of frequency where you can pick up from your guide. If you wish to find out what you can do to make sure that connection stays really good with your guide, you can follow the second video link that I've put below that shows you how to go into a meditative state, or how to make your magic and talismans powerful. And from that, you can learn how to go into the meditative state. Then you can ask your guides, what is it that you want me to know? What do I need? The second question is, you need to ask the guides, what do they need? Is there something that they want you to acknowledge about them? Is there some specific way they want you to call upon them? Maybe you made a contract where you are not going to, unless you ask for their help, they shouldn't give it. Maybe you've made that sort of contract. Is there anything that your guides want to discuss with you? You need to go into a blank state of mind and ask these questions and allow it to come, following the process that I explained on how to go into a meditative state in the second video link that I've posted below. If you go into that state, the next question you need to ask is, how do you get in touch with your guides, and how should your guides get in touch with you? What signs should your guides send you in order for you to notice and to bring your attention back into that space where they can communicate with you? Ask your guides as well, what areas of life do you need to work on for yourself in order to maintain that connection that you've got with them? Because sometimes if there's a bad relationship or bad financial habits or any sort of area of your life that is not perfect or is not being worked on enough, nothing is perfect, sorry, if there's something that is not being worked on enough, sometimes the stress and anxiety of that can drop our vibration so low that the anxiety and the stress and the tension makes us go out of that range where we can be peaceful enough to hear our guides speaking to us. And for anybody who has lost a connection with their guides, or who has been through a phase where they haven't been able to communicate with their angels or their guides like they used to when they were younger, they would know very well what I'm speaking about. I am a practicing clairvoyant. I deal with many clients every day, and these are techniques that I have taught to them, and I'm teaching it to you because from all of the energy work that I have done, I have seen how many times people have lost track of their lives, and their connection with their guides has become so strained that eventually sometimes they feel like they've lost their guide completely. Another question that you should ask is, what offering of forgiveness or what sort of prayer should you offer to your guides? What sort of forgiveness offering should you make to your guides if they have become distant from you? Maybe they want a candle or a incense offering or a flower offering or something. Finally, ask, what sort of thanksgiving should you offer to your guide? Now, for those of you who may disagree with my suggestions, thinking that guides never want any sort of praise or recognition and that guides never get angry with you, I would like to just remind you of something. Even mothers, who are the stereotyped givers, or if you look at the how shall I say, I would say the stereotype of what a mother is, the archetypal mother. Even mothers who are supposed to be the ultimate giver, they have got Mother's Day, in other words, to show appreciation for mothers. For those of you who follow religion, even God has got standards that they want their followers to follow, and God even sometimes shows some sort of anger or irritation if their standards are not being followed. For those of you that believe that God is completely non-judgmental, maybe you believe in the law of karma, the law of what goes out must come back, and so on. Even that has got a certain standard that corrects you. So why should guides, who are conditioned beings, who are souls that once incarnated on earth, never have a recognition, never be allowed to go into a state of anger? Some people have created this idea around a guide, and I know this from my experience with my clients, that they believe that their guide will never ever become distant from them or go out of the range of frequency or never ever leave them. This is a mistake. As soon as we evolve to a level that is high enough, we can get a more powerful guide, and if we go down the scale of evolution, we can get a guide that was less powerful than our previous guide. So even karma judges, even God has standards, even mothers require days of appreciation. So don't fall into the belief that a guide will never ever get angry with you and that will never require anything from you. You don't have to make Thanksgiving offerings or prayers if it's not part of your belief, but if you wish to make the relationship really good and you truly believe in guides, remember that they have got their standards for you as well, because their job is to help you with your evolution, and they themselves are on their karmic journey and paying back that either that karmic bond that they wished by being your guide. So I hope this video has helped you, and I hope that you've taken note of the questions as well, or you've adjusted them as per your wishes. If you wish to follow me on Facebook, I've got the link below, and you can, if you know this video can help anybody who maybe is a bit out of touch with their own guides, or who might need this help by any way, you can feel free to share this with them, and subscribe and hit the bell icon for future videos. And I will take video requests in the comment section below, so let me know what you think. Until next time, bye bye.